Hello everybody, and welcome to series 3 of Sunday Bunday. No, I don't have my hair in a bun, but I just washed it. Keep it real, people. This is real life. It's quarantine. Like, nobody really feels like doing their hair right now. I don't. It's like 92 degrees outside, so this is what you get. Okay? So, I'm going to make some shrimp curry with coconut milk. And instead of putting it over rice, which I actually do have some rice, I have some chopped cauliflower. And the reason why I just got this chopped cauliflower, you can buy, it says cauliflower rice in the frozen section. You can buy it, but let's face it, you get the cauliflower rice and then you could just heat it up and then you serve it over whatever you're going to eat. But this, all you have to do is just boil it. It's cheaper. So either way, you can buy the cauliflower rice or just get chopped cauliflower and cook it down al dente and serve it over your food. So I'm going to start off with my vegetables. A lot of times people don't add mushrooms for sure. People do add peppers, and sometimes they don't even add onions. But those are the things I like to add in my curry. I also have some curry here, some salt, some pepper. I have paprika, which this one is smoked. And then I have some ginger and garlic. And a lot of times with the ginger and garlic, people like to just chop it really fine. You don't have to if you cook it right, because you want it soft and you want it to blend with your food. But a lot of times people want it like these itty bitty pieces. I want people to know that there's ginger in it. I want people to know there's garlic in it. So I just cut it to just smaller pieces. I don't want to bite into a big old chunk of garlic, but it doesn't have to be finely diced. So let's get started. I guess it showed me. In my pan, I have some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to add my onions. Onions take a little bit longer than peppers and mushrooms, but it depends on how you want to cook it. If you like your peppers and mushrooms the same soft consistency, then you could throw it in there together. If not, you could just do it separate. I like my onions softer than I like my peppers, because I like my peppers to have a little crunch. And then my mushrooms, I just kind of want to cook down, but I kind of like a bite to it. If you don't like a bite to your vegetables, you could do it however you want. So here are my onions in the pan. Extra virgin olive oil is something that I use. It's actually better than the vegetable oil and all the butters and stuff. However, that's what I do. So usually it takes anywhere 3 to 5 minutes, but it depends, like I said, it depends on what I'm making. If I'm making something different, like I'm making the sauteed onions, I'm going to want them to go a little longer. But since this is actually essentially going in a sauce, you don't have to cook it that long. Because the sauce, you have to cook down the sauce, let all the ingredients marry together. And I mean marry, like join, because that's what you want. But if this was my, like I was making hamburgers and I wanted sauteed onions, I'm going to let these cook down a long time.
Go.
So now I'm adding some green and red peppers to my onion. That looks very Christmassy. Pretty, that's the point of cooking sometimes, I feel like. It doesn't have to be so disgusting that people don't want it. But also I like pretty things. Like I like pretty ingredients. So this blend of peppers and onions is really pretty. So I'm going to let this cook down a little bit, and then I'll add my mushrooms. So now this is cooked down a little bit. I'm actually going to add some mushrooms because, like I said, I'm actually putting it in a sauce. So the peppers and onions and stuff like that, they're going to continue to cook. So you don't have to give it like 20, 25 minutes, nothing absurd like that. Just a few minutes individually and slowly, gradually put everything together is what you want. So here's my mushrooms that we're adding. And like I said, in regular recipes of chicken curry, coconut curry, there really aren't any mushrooms. I haven't even seen some recipes with onions, but this is like what I like. So if you don't like these things, you don't have to do it. It's based on what you prefer, what you want, but I'm just showing how I like it, how I make it. So we're going to finish this up, and then we're going to come back and get our shrimp started. So before I forget, I definitely want to season my vegetables with just a little salt and some pepper. Not too much, because you're going to add a little more salt and pepper as you continue to cook. The salt and pepper and starting seasoning everything individually is important. So now that this is cooked down like I want it with the salt and pepper added, I'm now really going to actually cook my shrimp. I'm adding some more extra virgin olive oil to the pan because I'm going to cook my shrimp. I didn't clean out my pan. I didn't decide to be all anal and clean it out. But it is what it is. So, get some shrimp. And yes, you see my guava shrimp. Some of it still is frozen in the center. But that's okay because, you know, shrimp actually doesn't even take that long to cook. And this shrimp is actually peeled, deveined, and the tails are off. So these shrimp in the center, it was still frozen, which like I said, it's fine because you can see that the shrimp is already starting to turn pink. You don't want to overcook your shrimp. You just want to give it a little bit. And plus the water, you can strain it out. But if this was not curry, I would not have deshelled my shrimp. I would have actually kept the shell on and say like I was doing like a crab boil. I would keep the shell of my shrimp on because that's what holds all your flavor. When you do it this way, it actually takes away from the flavor. But because it's in a sauce, it's not going to take away from the flavor. But keeping the shrimp in your shell is very important. You want to make sure the shrimp are clean, but you don't want to take them out of the shell. I know people are like, what? But that's how you do it in a crab boil because all of that flavor of the seasonings that you put in the crab boil, which I know I'm saying crab, and you're like, why would you put shrimp in there? Because some people put crab because crab is like tedious to get to. So sometimes you want to add something that's not so tedious to get to like shrimp. But to take that shell off and cook it, it's a world of difference. So don't deshell your shrimp if you're going to do like a crab boil or you're just going to have some shrimp because that's where all your flavor is going to be at. But for this, it's in a sauce, so it needs to be deshelled, deveined, and all that stuff. So I'm going to finish cooking this up and then we'll come back. So I've actually strained out the water because there was a lot of excess water in this shrimp. These shrimp aren't 100% done, but it's done enough because it's going in sauce. So now I'm going to go ahead and start on my sauce. So now I've taken my shrimp out and I'm adding some coconut milk. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper, a little bit more salt. I'm going to add some curry. Not too much because I'm not really sure how much I want yet. Some smoked paprika. And I'm going to put my garlic, which that's ginger, and that's garlic, in here as well. Give it a little whirl, and I'm actually going to switch to a spoon and just start letting that cook up. So I actually went back and added a second can of the coconut milk and a little bit more turmeric and, well, no, I didn't use turmeric. I used the curry. Turmeric is coming later. So I have my spoon. I put a little salt, pepper, smoked paprika. You can see the consistency with my spoon. It's a good consistency, but I want it a little bit thicker, but I need to give it a try. That is really good. And not even making that up. Because you know people be trying something like, oh, that's so good. Yeah, no, it's actually really good. So I just want to thicken this up. And then I'll come back and put it all together. So in this bowl, I'm doing a cornstarch slurry. I've added a tablespoon of cornstarch and probably about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of water. And just kind of giving it a mix. The reason why I'm doing it this way and not putting it in here, because this is hot. All it's going to do is clump up. You're going to have these big clumps of cornstarch or big clumps of flour if that's what you use. we don't want clumps. We want it smooth, nice and smooth like it is. And you do want it a little bit thick. You see how it's thickening up? We're going to let this simmer down and reduce and come back and add some lime juice. So now that my sauce is thick, I'm going to add some lime juice. Just squeeze it in there. Half a lime. This is the other half of the lime. Just squeeze it in there. I do have an actual squeezer that I can pull out, and if I really need more, I'll pull it out and I'll actually squeeze more if I need to. But a little hand squeeze goes a long way. So since we're keeping it real, my sauce was a little bit thicker than I liked it, so I added half a cup of water, but now I think it's the perfect consistency. So you can keep it like this and add your shrimp and your vegetables back in, but I actually like it a little flavorful. So I'm crushing up one of these chicken bouillon cubes, just one, and I'm going to put it in there because I just like just a little bit more flavor than what it's giving me. But like I said, I like how it is. It has that very curry taste, but just to kick it up a notch, I'm adding the chicken bouillon because I just feel like that's what I need. Just a little chicken bouillon. Like I said, this is the great thing about cooking. You can play with your recipes and play with your ideas. Leaving it as it is, it's creamy, it's flavorful, but just, I feel like Emeril Lagasse, just bam, like you just need just a little bit more spice. So I've added my bouillon, I'm gonna stir it up, and that should be good to go. So it's always important to taste your sauce. This is a really good consistency and it's ready to go. And I was absolutely right that just the chicken bouillon just took it up a notch. So to tell your sauce is thick, look at your spoon. Look how the remnants stays on your spoon. That's how you know your sauce is a good consistency and thick like you want it.
Yep.
So now I'm adding my shrimp that were not fully cooked back in here. I'm actually going to use a slotted spoon because I don't want all of this water that's coming off my shrimp and my vegetables. I don't want it in with this because then it's actually going to thin out my gravy. A little bit is fine, but you don't want too much. So I'm going to finish putting this back in and then we'll put it all together. So now I have all of my shrimp and vegetables in there and I'm just pressing it down because like I said, the shrimp were not 100% cooked. So I just want them to kind of cook down in the sauce and bring it all together. And now I'm going to show you how I make my cauliflower that will go with the curry. So now I'm actually going to show you my chopped cauliflower and got the water. Just added a little bit of salt. I'm going to wait until this boils and then I'm going to go back and add my cauliflower. So now my water is boiling. I'm just going to add the cauliflower, give it a little toss, let it get a little bit al dente, strain it, and we'll be good to go. So now we're going to put it together. So in this bowl, I have my cauliflower. It literally, once it boiled and I added the salt to it, it literally took 3 minutes and the cauliflower is soft. But in this bowl, I have rice because my kids are going to be like, absolutely not. I'm not eating this cauliflower. So now we're going to come over. I've been letting this cook down. I'm going to use a ladle. And just spoon it over. Like so. Come over here. Take the rice. Do the same thing. Make sure you're getting extra sauce because you want that sauce to be all, like a little sauce, because you want it to be all down in your rice. Then come back over here and I've cut up some fresh parsley, which parsley is so cheap. It's literally Go at my store. It was 38 cents. So just a little parsley on each one. Get a little more parsley. And then people want, they can have a little more lime on each side. So they can just squeeze it and add more lime. And there you have it. There's my coconut shrimp curry. Thank you for watching. Comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.